This is the Amazfit Stratos that I've been using for quite some time now, and this is a great sports watch. But over time, I've realized that a sports watch is not what you would wear to formal occasions, and which is why I recently got myself this, a Casio. Yes, I traded my Amazfit for a Casio, and not a very expensive one, a pretty cheap but classy little Casio. Now I got this Casio, but very soon I realized this strap is not something that I'm really happy with, and therefore I decided to look out for a replacement for this strap. The first thing when you're replacing a strap is to figure out what is the width, and the width is the width between the lugs. These two are called the lugs, and the Amazon site mentioned this to be a 20 strap, but that is not the case. On measuring it, I found that it's an 18 band or strap that is required, and I went ahead and ordered one. But now I was faced with the issue of actually going and replacing it. As you can see, there are no holes over here on the lugs, and therefore I was not sure how do I go about removing the existing strap. A bit of research later, I realized that there are a couple of ways of doing it, and the first method requires you to have a tool like this. You don't really need this specific tool. This one is called a spring bar tool. The reason it's called a spring bar tool because it lets you remove a spring bar, and I'll show you what a spring bar is in a moment. So you can either get one of these, I'll leave the links in the description, but you can also use any sharp tool as well. Just be careful that you don't scratch the body of the watch. So you get this in there, try not to scratch it as I mentioned, and then push it down and out. Now what holds the strap in place in the lug is basically something called a spring bar. As you can see, this is what a spring bar looks like. It's basically a bar with springs at the ends. You can press both of them, and that's how you get the spring into these holes over here. Press this down and it slides in, and then you can get it fixed inside. Now that was how you do it with the tool, but then of course you need to get this tool first, and you also need to ensure that you don't end up scratching the body. So which is what brings me to the next method, which is safer in the sense that it does not scratch your body and it also does not damage your strap either. So that would involve a dental floss. Yes, so what you need to do is get a long enough piece of dental floss. The reason why we need dental floss is because floss is a little stronger. So what you do is you take the floss and you get it inside this gap, and then bring it in from the other side and ensure that your floss is stuck or has a firm grip in between the lug nut, and then pull it down and out. So with that, your lug nut will come out. Be careful so that you don't put too much pressure and spoil or damage the spring bar. But this definitely is a easier way of removing it. It also ensures that your body does not get scratched and your spring bar also does not get damaged. If you don't want to buy a spring bar tool, you can just go get yourself a dental floss, and that will work too. The next part was to get replacement straps, and what I got was these ones. Now these ones, you just need to ensure that the width is the correct width, in my case 18 width. Now coming on to the attaching these new straps to the watch. Now these turned out to be much simpler because these straps have what we call the quick release straps. Now here you can see there's a knob kind of thing here which lets you do the pulling down part of it, right? So that activates the spring and you can pull it down like so. So then you can, so another thing that you need to be careful about is the longer part of the strap comes over here at the bottom, and the shorter one with the buckle is on the top. Now to attach this, you just need to ensure that the spring bar, one end of the spring bar goes into the lug hole over here. Once it is there, you pull the knob down, which will get the spring bar inside the lug space, and then wiggle it around till you hear a click, and then that would mean that the spring bar is now attached into the lug nuts. So that's a firm space. As I said, the quick release straps are much easier, a lot less drama to get those in place. I really wish the bigger brands like Casio and the others get quick release straps as default. It does make changing out, swapping out straps so much easier, and it also saves me a visit to the service center, because if I did not have the quick release strap, or if I did not know how to go about opening up these spring bars, I would have to go to the service center and get all of this done. Quick release straps make the entire process much easier. And that's it. So now I have my watch with the brand new strap and the old straps over here. All I need was either a spring bar tool or the dental floss. So that's the video, guys.